Hey guys, Marstingen here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so we've done the initial showcase for the Super EZA Prime Battle Goku. I mentioned in that video that I wanted to take him up against Janemba as the next video, but I tried with the 200% teams that he's on a few different attempts and it just really does not go well. I'm going to put up a short that shows how badly the Goku himself tanks against Janemba if he doesn't get his chance to guard activate. But annoyingly enough, with the teams that he's on, he just doesn't really have the 200% leaders or even like some of the slot 1 units that would need to go on those 200% teams that can then sit in slot 1 and actually survive a super attack from Janemba, so that you actually then even get to see him do anything. Like the number of times like Vegeta or the physical trio just die in slot 1 before Goku gets a chance to attack. One of the clips does show there were no attacks in slot 1. So I was able to put Prime Battle Goku in slot 1. Obviously he gets the defense buff. Doesn't get the attack buff, but he gets all the defense buffs. But his guard doesn't proc, so you'll see how much damage he takes, so keep an eye out for that. So I thought instead we'd jump into the Blue Zone, Blue Gogeta. I know in terms of the scale of most difficult events in the game, I mean, I guess for global, it's still like the Janemba and Gogeta events are up there, and then all we have is these older Blue Zone stages, whereas of course JP has the Goku and Frieza and the Bulma stages, but we're still waiting for those to come to global. So I thought it'd be interesting to try him out here and see how well he does against Blue Gogeta, because the way his passive should work, because especially we notice he gets the key, is that once we lock him into slot 2, then obviously he has that 70% chance to guard. So if Blue Gogeta is doing an AoE on that final turn, in the final phase, Goku should still have the chance to guard against that AoE. So it was a 25 million attack stat from the 18 key super there. That's definitely very good with the buff that the trio gives with their slot 1 super. That's definitely definitely quite nice. So we're going to float off one of the Vegetas here, and then we can have them as our 2 slot 1 units. Physical Gogeta should be okay in slot 2, even if they super, because he obviously has guard for the first couple of turns. So we do need a little bit of time here to get our rotations set up, and then just like the initial showcase video, I'll probably keep the physical trio on the other rotation, so that then Goku is still always getting their support buff, because it's the 77% defense for all allies for 2 turns, and then he has a couple of different slot 3 units that can float in and give him the links. As we saw from the initial showcase video, he does not share any links with Vegeta until Vegeta transforms, which is a little bit awkward. In some events that's going to help out, I guess, a little bit, because with Vegeta doing less damage, it gives him the potential to get more attacks, and it also will potentially prevent him from like killing the enemy before we get to see Goku attack, if we get into one of those annoying cycles where like the Goku is constantly coming onto rotation on the second phase that we're fighting a boss, or even if it is the third phase, right, where the boss is just barely still alive. And because we don't really want to put Goku in slot 1, then the slot 1 unit ends up finishing off the phase, and we don't get to see the Prime Battle Goku actually do anything. So, because here Gogeta is going to do a decent bit of damage, and then the Vegeta at the end gets a couple of supers, and we, I think, probably won't take him down much further than like half HP. Of course, the thing is, having the physical trio on the other rotation, they do a pretty solid amount of damage. So there is the possibility that they could finish off these guys. But then my physical trio are only 55%, so they shouldn't go too crazy. And we should still get to see Goku actually get some attacks off. I mean, from what I've seen so far, obviously we did that first video, he seemed pretty decent. He definitely wants to be a slot 2 unit, but that chance to guard really is the kicker, right? Because against some of these more difficult bosses, especially if they're going to super attack, if that chance to guard doesn't activate, then he is obviously going to take a lot of damage, and potentially even get killed, especially against bosses that are actually hitting hard, like some of these higher tier or top tier damage dealing bosses that we have in the game now. It's going to be pretty awkward for him. So this guy was in slot 7. It would have been perfect to be able to stand by him now, because I think if we put him in slot 1, he probably does too much damage. I mean, maybe we could do this. He only has 250k. He gets the extra 150 when we lock him into slot 1. So as long as they don't immediately super, I think he should be okay. Because by getting the extra 159% defense, he will go up to what? He's going to get an extra like 375. So he's going to be over 600k defense, and obviously could guard. If he doesn't guard, that would be awkward. But okay, so he does guard 39k. I mean, that's not ideal, but as we say, like, he's not really a slot 1 unit, so can't really hold it against him too much. We get the crit, and obviously bear in mind against a superclass enemy, he is effective against all types as well. So having that little bit of crit in his hidden potential, if you are going to be taking on, now that we're getting a lot of these like blue zone stages where you are fighting superclass enemies, you actually get like the double up, right? Because he's effective against all types and then can crit from his hidden potential. Whereas of course, if you're just taking him into events against extreme enemies, he's getting a guaranteed crit anyway. So you could have an argument for making 2 different builds for him. I mean, I guess to be fair, because they give out so many medals and you can actually make like 2, you could make 2 super EZA copies of him if you wanted, and have one that does have crit that you use against superclass bosses, and then have one that doesn't have any crit that you only use against extreme class bosses. I mean, it'd be quite time consuming to do that, but I might actually do that. Now, he does link up quite well with the Tech Gogeta, so maybe I will fuse here with the Goku and Vegeta. I think I will. We get the Scouter, which is obviously helpful as well. But yeah, the Gogeta does link quite well with the Prime Battle Goku, so I think we will go ahead and transform here. That, of course, gives us a little bit of extra information for the next couple of phases as well anyway. It does mean we add a lot of extra firepower to the rotation, though, so there is the possibility that we just kill this STR base Gogeta in 1 turn here. But, you know, it is what it is. And then at least we'll see Prime Battle Goku against the Tech Super Saiyan Gogeta. So let's see. Vegeta, of course, going to get a few supers off here. Get those stacks up. And then he'll eat the super. I mean, he should eat the super for double digits anyway, right? He's already been hit. He's got his defense buff. Now he's getting a bunch of stacks. So he's not going to be taking damage here. Yeah, his defense is fully built up now as well. So should do double digit damage here. Let's see what we're getting. Yeah, 86 damage. And then Gogeta with a 7.6. He's effective. Yeah, he is effective against all types pre-transformation, isn't he? Can't remember now. I don't know. He's got quite a decent amount of HP left. I mean, Tech Gogeta does hit like a truck, though. So I guess we'll see how this plays out here. Of course, physical Gogeta does get a bunch of attacks off. So he's chipping away at that HP bar as well. And then Tech Gogeta, yeah, 19.3 mil. Tech Gogeta is such a great unit. It's such a good EZA. Guaranteed crit. Then we get the additional 12.2. I don't think this on its own will be enough to kill him, but he could get the hidden potential additional as well. And then that'll be GG, I think. Because it goes up to 13.1 with a guaranteed crit. Be super annoying if he doesn't kill him, because it'll be by the tiniest sliver of health here. But he gets guaranteed crit. Oh, really? He's got like no HP. That's so annoying. Alright, well, at least we know where the supers are. Yeah, I was going to say, if there's no super in slot 1... Well, actually, no, I suppose we can just do this, can't we? We can go ahead and stand by you now, and then you don't attack, so that's fine. So we can do that. It means that Goku does get his extra attack in slot 2. He won't have the defense buff, because remember, we floated off the LR Super Saiyan Trio, so he's only at the just under 200k defense. He's going to get 6 ki from being in slot 2, but we'll grab the Tech Orbs for him anyway. And then let's get those so that we get another one of the Dragon Balls. And then, yeah, Gohan. Obviously, we didn't prioritize getting a lot of orbs for Gohan, so he is still taking a bit of damage. But we know he's not going to get supered, so we know we're not going to die. He actually might take some solid damage from a super here, but 23.1. Of course, we don't get the chance to see whether we would get the additional because he's going to die. But there's that crit coming in clutch again. So crit and super effective thanks to his build. So we do love to see that. We will keep... I think either of these guys will tank the super. I mean, look, we'll just keep him here, right? Because, I mean, he's obviously going to tank the super with almost 1 million defense already. So let's do that. I suppose we might as well go ahead and transform you as well. Why not, I guess. Get the extra rainbow orbs in here as well. If we can one turn him here, that would be decent, because then we get to see, we guarantee that we'll see Goku against STR, Blue Gogeta. But it all depends, because these guys at 55%, still very good in all aspects, but don't hit insanely hard. And of course, Vegeta pre-transformation, he's getting built up, but is not going to do insane attack stats. I mean, he should be, is he? Yeah, I was going to say, he's not even at 10 million yet, which is fair, considering the stacks. He's in base still, that's fine. Get the crit though. But then, of course, Blue Gogeta with a Rainbow Orb collected is getting at least 3 super attacks in slot 3. So, but this is what I mean about like the cycle that you can get into, which, I mean, when you're just playing the game normally and you're just playing to win the events, like it doesn't really matter, right? Like the character who gets the finishing blow, or like a character, as long as they're not a stacker, a character not getting a chance to attack on a specific turn or something isn't really the end of the world. But obviously it's a little bit annoying when we're trying to showcase a character and see how well they do against the boss, and then we keep getting stuck in a situation where we go into a rotation and the boss is on like no health, because, you know, we want to see some scenarios where Goku gets those couple of additional supers off and then eats a super, for example, to see what will happen. Because even if we can get that here at the end of the run and we die, like, we'll still keep that in the video, because that is the realistic showcase of what happens to him in that situation. But you don't want to get stuck into awkward rotations where you just don't really get to see the character do anything. But we've seen Goku definitely put out some solid attack stats here. We know from his numbers that we can see that he gets decent attack stats and everything after attacking. So I think what we do here, or sorry, defense stats after attacking, I should say. So now linked up with these two, we have Super Saiyan Golden Warrior. Obviously, once we get the key for our 2 links that activate only when you're going to super attack, we have Kamehameha and Legendary Power as well. So remember, Kamehameha is giving us, what, an extra 10% attack. Legendary Power is 15%. Super Saiyan is obviously 15% attack. And then Golden Warrior is just key and debuffing the enemy's defense, which I don't think actually does anything in this phase anyway. But, you know, still, let's grab those, get the 7 orbs for you. Alright, so Gohan will tank. We've got a decent number of orbs for him, I believe, this turn. 23.1 for Goku. Super effective against all types. Nice. We do get the additional. So 14 mil. That's pretty good. No crit. And then, yeah, we're going to get to see him eat the super. And the guard did activate. So this is exactly what I want to see. So how much is he taking from this? He should have, like, around 1 million defense now. And he is guarding. So he's taking 329k. I mean, this Gogeta can hit relatively high. I mean, 1 million defense isn't that high anymore, right? Obviously, for really strong defensive units. But by throwing that guard in there, like, without the guard, I think we would have died. Can't remember exactly what the guard, like, modifier is. There's the KO screen for the Tech Gogeta, though. We love to see that. So, yeah, that is pretty good. I think what we will do here, because this is a bit of an awkward turn, I think I will... Wait, have you been... Oh, he was the one that... Was he the one that got floated off before? Yeah, he's only at 280k defense. I think what I'll do is pop this Princess Snake. So we get a heal. We get the extra damage reduction. Just because I obviously want to see another turn, right? Like with the Goku. So we'll do that here. Grab these and then... Grab that. Because he's doing the super, which of course then gives him an attack buff. And then he's doing 2 AoEs. So in fact, I think I'll do the other one as well, because that gives us a massive like damage reduction boost for this turn. So he should, like, guaranteed should survive this turn, right? I mean, I'm not sure, because this Vegeta being on such... Well, the one in slot 1's actually the one with the high defense, so that's fine. But the Vegeta that's in like slot 3, hopefully the double... I mean, the double Wii should be enough. And obviously Gogeta does seal as well, so the Vegeta who's already got a decent bit of build-up isn't going to be able to super attack. so he's not going to be doing really any damage here. So this should pretty much guarantee that not only do we not kill him, so we get to see Goku actually do something, but we won't die because we've got double Princess Snake active, and all the units on this rotation are strong defensively, and we've just thrown an extra bunch of damage reduction into the mix as well. So they should tank everything perfectly fine, even with the post super attack buff that Gogeta is going to have here. I guess I have created the issue for myself now, though, where I guess I just leave Gohan in the standby, right, and don't use the Family Kamehameha, because if I do use it, he reverts back to his non-standby, like, form, and then he can't go in slot 1, and then I don't think... Is Blue Gogeta on the next turn? I was going to say, I don't think I have a slot 1 unit for the next rotation, so we'll just have to leave Gohan in the standby, and obviously not get the Family Kamehameha, but that's fine, because we're not here to just win the event, right? We're here to see what Goku can do, because I don't know how many charges we've got, but I think we would basically just fire off the Family Kamehameha in slot 1 and then we win, right? Because probably does enough damage. Gogeta doesn't have an insane amount of HP, so I think he probably would die. What have we got? 96 charges. Because, yeah, if we were going for the win, and there's no super this turn, so... I mean, we could target ability Gogeta as well, but let's see. You are... Let me just make sure he doesn't just have the thing for like a certain number of turns. Yeah, reduces damage by 77%, 50% defense when receiving an attack per key sphere, obtain guards all attacks, yeah. So his finish attack will be lost, but he doesn't... I just wanted to make sure he doesn't lose his, like, damage reduction or something when you get to a certain number of turns, because obviously that would be super awkward. But so we'll go ahead and do that. We're going to get the Dokkan attack with Goku as well, so should be a good turn for him here. Oh, the scout has run out, so he is supering. Okay, well that's great. How much is Gohan going to take from this? 158. I guess that's not too bad, because we know that we'll tank. Because, I mean, his normals post-supering do extra damage, but they don't do more damage than his super attack, so... right, Dokkan attack, full 24 key for the Super Saiyan Goku. He is at a 23.1 million attack stat again. I mean, this is really good for the Dokkan attack. I think the Dokkan attack, when you get all the nodes, is super effective against all types anyway. I know it does bonus damage, but regardless, Goku's super effective. We have the crit chance from the hidden potential. Yeah, 26.9 million damage. We didn't get the additional from the passive, and then we didn't get the guard, so he takes 847k from the post-Super Gogeta. Post-Super Gogeta's normal attacks, I think, do hit for like... Well, they obviously hit for over 1 million, because we know that in slot 2, post-Super attack, or post the 18-key Super, Goku's at around 800k defense, and he still took that much damage from a normal. And unfortunately, that is the issue when characters have a chance to guard, right? 70% chance to guard, and it didn't go off, so we take 800k from the normal from Gogeta, and we unfortunately die. So this is the thing, right? Initial showcase, he looked pretty good. He's definitely putting up some decent attack numbers, but this is the kind of thing you have to worry about, right? Like, we have harder fights coming, as we said at the beginning of the video. Like, Blue Gogeta is not the hardest fight in the meta for JP anymore, like, not even close. And unfortunately, this guy, if his guard doesn't activate, like, he absolutely can let you down. So yeah, why did they have to give him chance to guard, especially if it's like, I mean, I know it's not a huge restriction because it's slot 1 or 2, and then because of his attack buff and the chance to super, you want to put him in slot 2 really anyway. But yeah, the guard being a chance is definitely not what we like to see. So let me know what you guys think of the Super Saiyan Goku down below. I definitely think he's a solid unit, and he is free to play, so that's the kind of thing that we have to remember. But I mean, yeah, a little bit disappointing that we died to that because of the guard chance. But, you know, let me know what you guys think of Goku down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.